Good to see you, Rockstar. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I was looking forward to chatting with you.
You
First, I
too.
want to
I'm
make
a big
sure I
fan
get
of
your
yours.
name right because you know me. I have a bad reputation even with
Oh,
names
I
like
know. I've seen your videos.
that. So you know what I'm talking about. All right. So it's Sadek.
Yes, I also go by JJ as a
JJ,
nickname.
what do you prefer?
What?
What do you prefer?
Oh, JJ.
JJ is cool. All right. I probably won't mess up JJ. I think we're good there. I
Okay.
think we're pretty safe. All right, JJ. So how many years in the business?
Oh, I just started.
You just started. Good for you. Crazy exciting, right?
Yeah,
All right,
it
so this
is.
is what we're gonna do. I'm recording this for you. We're gonna send you the video. Sometimes we even post it.
Yeah.
Uh, Different people have different questions. They want to talk about different stuff. Sometimes we narrow it down to one little area, one problem. We go really
Hmm.
deep. Sometimes we address a bunch of stuff. It really, whatever you feel would be time we'll spend for us to chat. We have about 30, 35
Okay.
minutes or so. Whatever questions you have, ask away. There's no wrong question. Está bien?
Yeah. So just a quick question before we
Yes, sir.
start. I've read your package and I've seen the videos you say, with the package and the foldable and everything. Should
Yep.
I do that with zero experience, zero listening, zero nothing?
You're talking about the expired package?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with zero experience, you need to have something to back you up.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do it. Do the best you can with what you have. There is a version for a newer agent.
Mhm.
See, the being new has its pros and cons, just like anything.
Oh, yes.
Very often, when I coach new agents like you, JJ, I reach success with them very quickly.
Hmm.
And I don't have any scientific data to back that up other than I believe it's because you guys who are fairly new in the business, you don't have any bad habits, any preconceived notions. You're still very optimistic, very passionate, very excited, scared shitless, I'm sure.
Oh,
But
yeah.
also you have that energy propelling you forward because you
Mhm.
really want to achieve some cool stuff. Am I right?
Yes.
Where with agents who've been at it for a few years, they get beat up and they pick up bad habits. They try to cut corners. It's a different
Mhm.
energy. So I'm excited always coaching someone like you because it's kind of a clean slate. So we don't have to undo a lot of the garbage and a lot of the baggage that some of the other agents carry around,
Yeah.
holding it back, or it's holding
Hmm.
it back. Make sense?
Absolutely.
All right, good. So let's start here. 2021 goes really well for you.
Okay.
How much money would you like to make? Let's say we're having this conversation January a year from now. Where would you like to be a year from now?
Um, a year from now,
Yep.
close to 30,000. That's because I'm a full-time student, so like
Okay.
I'm not putting in, 20 hours. I'm not putting
Gotcha.
20
So
hours.
30,000 your first year, would that be good?
Absolutely.
All right. I mean, I know agents who do that full time their first year. So you
Oh,
being
okay.
part
So
time.
I went big. I went big. Okay.
All right. And then we're going to grow it, of course. Good. So what would you like to talk about? What do you want to spend time on? Should we build you a plan to get you there? Should we address some issues that you feel like will get in the way, some barriers? Where would you like to go?
No, let's go with the plan. Let's go with the plan.
Planning. Good. Smart. That's smart. Um, Having a decent plan, not a perfect plan, definitely not a complicated one. If it's too
Hmm.
complicated, if it takes too long, if it requires a lot of moving parts, it
Hmm.
usually falls apart very quickly.
Okay.
That's why so many people abandon it quickly and it doesn't work. So I'm a believer in simple. As a new agent, you're going to divide your time into three areas. Okay, there are three things you need to focus on in equal parts.
Okay.
Part one is you need to learn as a mofo. And there is a lot to learn, as you already know.
Hmm.
So you're going to be learning the market. You're going to be learning to communicate. You're going to be learning to how to do the business part, how to run a business, your own business, because you are your own company. So there's a lot of learning. You got to be like a sponge, absorbing it constantly.
Okay.
One word of caution: careful who you learn from.
Hmm.
The French have one of my favorite sayings: "Never trust a skinny chef." Okay, so make sure you're learning from people who know what they're talking about.
Yes.
Just like in any other industry, in real estate, there's plenty of advice and most of it is useless.
Yeah.
Most of it will actually hinder you. You probably got a taste of it. So be very deliberate who the sources are. Learn
Okay.
from somebody who's been there, who's been doing it, who knows how, not only how to do it, but how to teach it. Okay. So learn, number one. Number two is you actually do stuff. Where agents get stuck is they, let's say, how should I put this? They're waiting for perfection. I'll be ready to go out and talk to people, get business, serve my community when I insert whatever reason. When I have all the marketing in place and I have all the scripts and I know the market and I'm confident enough and all that. You will wait forever.
Yeah.
That never comes because there's always something else you can learn, something else you can do better. You know what I'm saying? So and this is going to be a big challenge. This was a big challenge for me. I have a big ego, as you probably know. It is hard to admit that at the beginning, you're going to suck.
Yeah.
And that's really hard. But it's just, are you into, what do you do outside real estate and when you're not in school? What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun?
Yeah.
To play pool. Billiard.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. That's pretty cool. So now imagine I've held the cue, right? You call it cue?
Yeah.
Ignorant I am. Probably 2 or 3 times, usually after a few beers in the bar. So I suck. Okay. So now you and I have $100 bet. What are the chances of me beating you, even though I will visualize, I'll be optimistic, and I will just be passionate and positive?
Very low.
Not very low. You're going to kick my ass is what you're going to do. I wouldn't stand a chance, true or false, because you know what to do.
Sure.
Now, but think, if I were to practice, if you were to coach me, no, dude, you put your elbow like this and you do the angle like that, and then this is how much force you got to give it. If I kept doing it, would I get better?
Yes, absolutely.
But the only way for me to get better is if I'm willing to take the first step where I know, okay, I'm going to suck at the beginning, just like you. When you started, how long ago did you start?
So I applied, finished everything in 2 months, and I got the license less than a month ago.
When you started playing billiard.
I'm sorry.
How long have you been playing?
I'll say 18 months.
18 months, so about a year and a half. Okay. Now, when you started, it was pretty bad, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I couldn't even hold the cue right.
It was probably flying all over. And if you're like me, you probably might have hurt somebody where the ball flew off the table, which happened to me. So, but you knew at the beginning, I'm going to suck first. You didn't expect to have a perfect game at first.
But I know practice makes perfect. That's why I could try.
There you go. And the way you're going to practice, which is the third part, you're going to practice. These two are combined. You're going to practice as you go. That means you're going to go out there, you're going to say, okay, it's not going to be perfect. Sometimes I won't know what to say. Sometimes I may ask the wrong question. Sometimes I will get stuck and sometimes I will get rejected and it's not going to be ideal, but I'm making progress while you practice.
Yeah.
That means the best way to do it, what I used to do, I had another agent friend of mine named Tony. We would take a cup of coffee in the morning, first thing in the morning, role play practice for 20, 30 minutes a day.
Okay.
Because this is still a people business depending on your ability to communicate. So the best thing to practice is your communication. How you prospect, how you lead generate, how you follow up, how you handle objections, how you set appointments, how you do listing presentation, all of that needs to be practiced. Just like you practice different shots.
Yeah.
Same concept, same thing. So go in with expectations. I'm not perfect, but all I have to do is get a little bit better every day. Now, I'm not a math wizard, but one thing I know that if you get 1% better today, a year from now, you'll be 37 times better. It's a 37 multiplier.
Yep, compound.
You know? So you focus on these 3 things daily. That's the secret. You keep learning, keep absorbing the information. You keep doing it as you're learning. And you practice, you work on your skills. Because your success will depend on 3 things. Skills. Majority of these will be communication skills. No talent, don't need any talent. This guy right here, clear evidence that no talent is needed to be a successful agent. Systems. And in systems, you're going to have lead generation, follow-up, and listing. And or if you work, buyers. Okay? Lead generation, follow-up, listing system, and buyer system. And by system, I mean it's a combination. Steps of what to do and tools with which you're going to do it. That's systems. So you develop skills, system, and the third thing is you take relentless action. This, my friend, is the entire secret to profitable real estate career.
Okay.
Agents who fail because they don't have skills, or they don't have systems, or they have skills. They're good. They're good communicators. You may know people like that. They're good with people. They're excellent in communication. They just don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't have a system. Or they have the system, they have the skill, they're just sitting on their ass.
Yeah.
They're comfortable. Usually old timers who get a lot of referrals and own a bunch of rental properties, they're just cruising. Nothing wrong with that. But just be aware, you must have these three in place.
Okay.
Is that helpful so far?
Yes.
All right, so here's how I build a plan around it. You're going to learn daily, you're going to do daily, you're going to practice daily. So that means the time you have allowed for real estate, in addition to your school. That means you're going to work really late, you're going to get up really early, you're going to give up weekends, you're going to give up
That's
fun with
me.
friends. You know, it's easy to say, but the reality is most people don't. They think they do, but they don't. And I'm not trying to douse your flames.
Yeah,
Keep
understand.
burning hot. But right now you're deciding your future. And if you're willing to really sacrifice the first few years to build your business and build the momentum, you can be financially set in 10 years. No joke. But it is because people get distracted by vacations and friends and parties and good times, they lose the momentum. They have to keep rebuilding that momentum. That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like a car where every intersection you turn off the engine and you have to start it back up and you have to keep going and you turn it off. It's very hard to do that way. So if you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to say, well, fuck it, I don't mind being uncomfortable. I don't mind not hanging out with friends and having a good time and playing a lot of pool and having a few drinks. If instead you're going to hit some books or hit some videos and work on yourself and go out there and prospect and do what it takes, you can have a very profitable business. Now, as far as doing, here you're going to focus only on three things.
Okay.
Only three things that matter. You're going to be doing three things only. So can you see it here? If I write here, yes.
Yeah.
So the first thing you're going to do is focus on getting leads. That should be 50% of your activities. Find people who are thinking about moving in the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay.
That's your window. Or sooner. Sooner is good, but 6 to 12. I wouldn't go past 12.
Okay.
Okay? That's why working expired listings is so cool, because you already know who wants to move.
Yeah.
They're not hard to find, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to sift through hours and hours of data or calls or whatever.
Or door knocking. I tried door knocking. It wasn't fun.
It's not fun. A lot of this is not supposed to be fun.
I know.
You know, it's not fun. Door knocking works. There's only one problem if you just do cold door knocking. Nothing wrong with it. I used to do it a lot.
It takes time.
First 2 years of real estate, I spent a lot of time doing that because I just didn't have the money or resources to do anything else. You will get leads, you will talk to people, you will get business out of it. But the problem is the majority of that business will be future business. A lot of people will tell you, yeah, we're thinking about selling when my husband retires, or when I get the promotion, or when something happens. And that's usually not right away. Okay, so that's with circle prospecting like cold calling and door knocking, it's a lot of future business down the road. Okay, so you're going to focus on leads. Start with leads that are easy to identify. And most of them are free. Like for sale by owners, free.
Yeah.
Low hanging fruit. Expired, free. Old expired, free. Cancel listings, free. Perfect place to start. Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
You're going to focus on leads. The second thing you're going to focus on is how to get appointments with those leads. And you're going to do that through follow-up. That is the whole purpose of follow-up, is to nurture connection. You know what I mean? Build relationship. Okay. Just like you and I, how did we meet? How did you find out about me?
So my first day after I got the license, I sat on my ass for 4 or 5 hours, watched a lot of videos.
Really?
Watched Tom Ferry, a few other guys. And then I looked up your scripts and the way, you handle talking to leads. And I was like, okay, I feel comfortable with that. That's more like me instead of just reading a long script or something like that.
Yeah. Now, right after you watched my video, did you come to my website and bought my thing?
Oh, no. I watched 40, 50 of your videos, all different.
There you go. So what was the video? Follow-up. You were studying, figuring out, is this guy for real? Is this helpful? Is this interesting? Will it help my business, right? That was a form of follow-up where you and I, through video, developed a relationship until one day you said, you know what, fuck it. This cat really knows how to get listings. Let's buy his stuff. Yeah?
Yeah.
But there was a window. There was a gap from the time you found my first video to the time you bought was probably, let me guess, 6 to 12 months.
No, I told you I got the license a month ago.
So
But
it
I
took,
did-
how long
I was getting there.
between the time you discovered me and the time you bought my expired system?
Oh, 2 months.
2 months. Okay. So a little less than normal. Usually it's between 6
Yeah.
to 12. That's how long it takes.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have the same in real estate. You will find people who will say, yes, JJ, we're thinking about selling. And you're going to start building a relationship. You start a dialogue with them, communication. Okay.
Mhm.
This is where the CRM is so important. Do you have a contact management system yet?
I do with Keller Williams. They gave
Excellent.
me one.
Okay, good. Learn how to use it, how to get leads in, how to set up sequences, how to keep in touch with people.
Mhm.
Okay. The core of that is they need to know who you are, recognize your name, recognize your face. They need to know what you do.
Mhm.
They need to know how to get in touch with you, and they need to know that they can trust you.
Okay.
Now, speaking of trust, as a newer agent, until you get some traction, are you on a team or are you solo?
No, I'm solo.
You're solo. Okay. It's going to take you more work, more time, more effort, more rejection to get the
Mhm.
business as opposed to an agent who already done some deals.
True.
That's why some agents consider joining a team for a few months
Mhm.
to get the experience, get the wheels going.
I considered that too, but they told me for a team I need to put in more hours. And like I said, I'm a full-time student.
What do
I
you
can-
study?
Studying engineering.
Oh, cool.
At U of H, University of Houston. Hopefully, I'm finishing 2023, graduating.
Okay.
I can do it full time.
Yeah, good. You may reach a point where you say, this university thing is not going to make me rich. There is no.
Oh yeah, that's exactly why I got into real estate. This is where the smart money is. No one gets rich.
Real estate. See, you will make a good living studying stuff like engineering. No question about it. Very good income. But you will very quickly realize several things. One, you will always depend on somebody else. That means somebody else will decide how much money you're going to make, what you're going to work on, and what is your ceiling. And one day they can say, you know what, JJ, we don't need you anymore. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Where in running your own business, like being an agent, you're in control. That freedom, also responsibility, but that freedom you will never get with a job.
Yeah.
Plus, something like real estate will not only make you rich, cash rich. I mean, I have students who make $1 million, $1.2 million is probably the most one of my students makes. But it will also make you wealthy.
Yeah.
Where you're going to start building passive wealth, rental properties, flipping properties, doing that stuff. That's
what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Cash
I
flow.
was interviewing an agent, you might have seen it. His name is Tom. Tom Bollard, I think. I don't want to butcher his name. Sorry, Tom. Who owns 50 rental properties. He owns 50 homes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So the guy has some wealth. All right, so that's the second part. Leads is number one. Following up, setting up appointments is number two. And getting listings is number three. Focus on these three things. Getting leads, getting appointments, getting listings.
Okay.
Now, agents often ask, well, dude, I'm new. Shouldn't I be working with buyers? The answer is no.
Oh, I shouldn't be?
Nope. Nope. You're going to be driving people around, chauffeuring people around, wasting a lot of time, and you don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
Do not work with buyers. Buyers will come automatically by having good listings. You're going to attract buyers. Good listings naturally bring buyers. Your sellers will become buyers. They will be moving up.
Because
So
like
buyers will come.
I already got 2 buyers. Should I tell them I'm not going to work with you?
You refer them out. Unless they're like ready to go and they say, JJ, we need to buy a
No,
house.
they are. They're friends of mine that already been looking for houses.
Okay, that's an exception. If it's a friend or a referral or a past client or your current seller, you do work with those. Those are the exceptions.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But to actively market for buyers so you can drive them around weekend after
no,
weekend after
waste
weekend,
of time.
don't do that.
Okay.
Friends,
Absolutely.
that's different. Family, that's different. If your neighbor comes to you and says, hey, we want to buy a rental property. Yes, that's a different story. Okay.
Okay.
This is your focus. This is what you do daily. You need to spend 50% of your time doing these three things. That's the road to success.
Okay.
So now you divide your time. You're going to learn. You're going to do this stuff, lead generate, follow up, go on listing appointments, preview property, study the market, and you're going to practice.
Okay. All right.
Make practice non-negotiable. Treat it just like you would an appointment.
Mhm.
And the way I did it, what I would recommend is find a partner, somebody who's just as committed as you are.
Mhm.
That may be in your office, it may be out of the office, maybe on the internet, you know. Right now, if you're on Rockstars, if you're in these groups, find an agent who is very serious like you are to get good
Yeah.
at this stuff. Okay?
Okay.
Role play daily. Not
Mhm.
much chat, not much like, oh, you did this and you said that and let's try that. No, just pretend these are actual conversations. Just go back and forth like ping pong.
Okay.
Okay? 30 days is all it really takes to get very confident. Okay?
Okay.
One of the barriers you're going to encounter at the beginning is kind of a catch-22. People don't want to do business with you because you don't have any experience.
Mhm.
And you can't get any experience because people don't want to do business with you because you're new. So what that will require is more effort, more time, more study, more practice, because at the end, it's not really the years in the business that people are looking for. Because I'm sure you know agents who've been at it for many years and they're still not very good at it.
Yeah.
They're still not making a lot of money. So years in the business doesn't necessarily equal success or skill.
Mhm.
What people are looking for is competence, confidence, and compassion. The 3 C's you probably have heard me talk about it in my videos. You will develop competence and confidence, 1, by doing it, 2, by practice, and 3, by studying.
Mhm.
Because like my first listing, this was in Downey, California. Old lady had a little 2-bedroom house that I listed.
Mhm.
It was my very first listing. I was new in the business. And I asked her, why did you pick me? You had a couple of choices. There was a friend who was an agent. There was another agent going for the listing, and she picked me. And she says, I was willing to trade the experience and the years for your optimism, for your enthusiasm. You were so enthusiastic. You were so passionate. And it becomes very contagious. And that's why she hired me. Now, I sold that place, and I later got even a referral from her.
Okay.
It takes more work. You're going to get rejected simply because they say, oh, you're too young or you're too inexperienced. That's going to happen. And there are times where you can kind of work with it and demonstrate that even though you're new, you can get the answers, or you are passionate and you are confident.
Mhm.
But it has to start within you. You have to trust yourself that you can get the job done. Because if you don't trust yourself, there is no way in hell you're going to convince them to trust you. You know what I mean?
Sure. Mhm.
So that's going to come with some time. So you got to give it some time as you're developing your skills. Yeah?
Yeah.
Any questions so far, JJ? Anything about this?
No.
No? Is it clear?
I have a problem with following up with people. Like, I can get on the phone or, prospect anyway, but following up with them, I'm not sure how to go about that. You said I could use the package as an excuse. Hey, I'm just dropping off this package I was telling you about.
So give me a specific scenario where you feel like it's really hard.
Let's see. I mean, like say they don't answer the phone, right? So I have to go in person. And if I take a package with me, right, there's no other reason I could come back some other time. So there's how would I follow up with them?
Okay, so you have an expired listing. You're there the first time, you drop off the package, nobody's there. You don't have a phone number. You want to go back, you knock on the door again. Is that the scenario?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what is the barrier?
The door.
The door. What is it about the door that is a barrier?
I mean, it's keeping me from getting in contact with the owner.
Okay, so what's holding you back?
The door. Okay.
Well, what is it though? It's not the door. You can knock on the door. You can push a doorbell. That's something you can do. You've done it in the past, right?
Okay. So I'm holding myself back.
Correct. So what is it? What specifically?
Because I'm not sure what to say. I mean, in that.
You're not sure what to say, right? That's very normal, by the way. Okay.
Practice.
Okay. Just practice. What can you say? Well, I mean, you have the whole book. You have the Expired Plus.
I haven't received it actually.
Little
I understand.
conversation. You just simply say, hey,
Yeah.
is your house back on the market? My name is JJ. I'm with Keller Williams.
Mhm.
Wanted to stop by and ask you if a good buyer walks in, offers you a good price, would you still consider it?
Yeah.
If the price was right, where'd you guys want to go? How soon would you like to move? If somebody makes you an offer tomorrow, would you be ready in 30 days to move if we close
Mhm.
it quickly? Would you prefer a longer period? Have you picked another house? May I take a quick look so I can let my buyers know about it? I'm working with two. One of them is a good friend of mine who is looking for a home. What if it was a good fit? Could we put it together? Would you be open to it?
Mhm.
That was just like, what, about 10 questions? I don't know. I didn't count, but something like that.
Yeah, but it sounds like a conference in normal talk
Now, where do you think that came from?
practice.
My amazing powers and special abilities and talents?
Yes.
Thank you, but no. Practice. I've done it a million times.
Okay.
There is almost nothing they can do or say that I wouldn't be ready for. Not
Mhm.
because I have amazing memory or because I have a gift of gab. I don't.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning of real estate, I was so insecure and nervous, and so it was really hard for me. I was scared. I was scared of
Mm.
rejection. I was scared that people would yell at me. It was difficult.
Yeah.
I got to practice the shit out of it to master the confident communication. Now it's easy,
Mhm.
but it became easy, just like with the pool.
Yeah.
Now it's easy because at the beginning it was hard, but you were willing to work through hard. Now here's what I encourage you to do. Leave the emotions in your car.
Okay.
Do it no matter how you feel. You're going to be nervous. You're going to screw up. Don't put that much pressure on yourself thinking, I got to get this right or the
Mhm.
world will end. You're not going to get it right.
Yeah.
That would be just like me expecting to have a perfect game of pool the first time I stand by the table. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you would be like, dude, are you smoking something? How can you got to practice? That's all. Same
Mhm.
thing here. But don't let that stop you. Just because you're nervous doesn't mean you're not going to knock. Just because you don't know exactly what to say right away doesn't mean you're going to go through with it. Because
Yeah.
at the end, it's just one human being talking to another human being, and you can do that. Am I right?
Yes.
And it's not as much having a conversation as it is just asking questions and listening.
Mhm.
Did you notice that the demonstration I just did was what? Almost all of them were questions.
Yeah.
Yeah? So
Mhm.
your skill is really just your ability to ask the right questions, ask them the right way, and then listen.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
So to address your follow-up issue, you're going to do it no matter what, no matter how you feel. It's going to be uncomfortable. You will be uncomfortable a lot. It's
Yeah.
normal. That's just human nature. First time I did open house, I was so nervous. Car was pulling up in front of the house. And I was in the living room, kind of hiding behind the curtain. I'm like, please don't stop, please don't stop, please don't stop. I was nervous as hell. I didn't know what to say. I thought, man, my palms were sweaty. What if they want to shake my hand? That would be embarrassing. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But I did it anyway.
Mhm.
Because what's the other alternative?
You just don't do nothing.
You just don't do it. And that's not going to get you where you want to be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the best recipe is just be okay with being uncomfortable. Just make it okay. Like I got Peloton tread in November for my birthday.
Mhm.
And that machine makes you uncomfortable. The sole purpose of that machine is to push your limit to make you uncomfortable, because if it becomes comfortable, you're just kind of cruising. You're not going to get the result you want. If you work out, it has to be a little uncomfortable. If you do all these things that make you grow and make you expand and make you go for goals that most people will never reach,
Yeah.
there is definitely discomfort. No question
Mhm.
about it. Like my son, I have a 16-year-old son who plays trumpet, and he plays pretty well. He's in high school, he's in the band, the whole thing.
Okay.
Reaching that level of mastery playing a musical instrument was a lot of discomfort. He would have rather sit there and play Minecraft and do other shit,
Yeah.
But he had to go through that discomfort to reach that level. Same thing with you. You want to have a nice car, you want to live in a beautiful home, you want to travel, have money in the bank, buy income properties.
Mhm.
That road is like a hike that's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Helpful?
Yes.
Okay. Can you do the follow-up now?
I mean, yes, but I'm waiting for the book so I can practice the script with someone else. You know?
Don't wait. You do both parallel. There is no wait, remember?
Yeah.
You do your best today while practice. You do your better tomorrow while you still practice. But don't let that stop you.
Mhm.
Don't think like I need to reach this level first before I can go out there. Go out there now. Here's what I can tell you. I have botched more expired listings than most people ever, where I completely destroyed the conversation or my chance of getting that listing.
Okay.
But the reason I kept going is because I knew one thing. There'll be more tomorrow.
Mhm.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
And
I'm going to screw it up. I'm not going to get the listing. How is that any worse than what I have now?
yeah.
No different.
Mhm.
I will gain some experience. If nothing else, I will figure out, oh shit, I better not say this again.
Mhm.
Or maybe I should ask this question. Or maybe I should ask this way. I improve.
Mhm.
The advantage you guys have is you're taking a shortcut. What took me a couple of years to figure out, you just crack a book, watch a couple of videos, and you got all the answers. You don't have to go through the painful growth I had to go through. That's the
Yeah.
only difference. But you still need to work on it. If you screw it up, next.
Yeah.
You know what I sometimes did? Like if I screwed up the conversation, 2-3 weeks later, I saw them, they're still not for sale. I would call them back. They didn't remember.
Yeah.
They
No.
had no idea who I was. No big deal. None of this is a big deal. This is not life and death. This is just real estate.
Mhm.
Sometimes our mind tends to make it really complicated, and it doesn't need to be. Yeah?
You're right.
Can you do it?
Yes.
All right. The best way to learn is do it a lot.
Mhm.
There's a great book, especially if you feel like you're going to struggle with rejection. If that's going to be a problem, which that was a big problem for me. There's a great book. It's fairly new called Rejection Proof. Rejection Proof. It's a great book. It's a true story. It's a guy who decided he was struggling with rejection, not in real estate, but like in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Read that book. It's a great book. Great read.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, my good man?
Yes. Just a last question. So, would
Please.
you recommend using like espresso or red X to get leads?
Good question. I would definitely recommend use one. Which one you pick will be up to you. And it depends on two things, what your budget is and what your expectations are. If you want the best and money is not an issue, then I would look into Vulcan. Vulcan 7 is by many considered top of
Oh
the line.
yeah, I've heard of that, but it's quite expensive. It's out of my
It's
budget.
quite expensive and not easy because they narrow it down by zip codes. They have all these rules.
Yeah.
My suggestion would be, especially for someone like starting out, go middle of the road where you don't spend a fortune, but you're still getting good quality data would be espresso.
Mm.
So start with that and see how we have that deal with them. If you use the code Borino, we have an affiliate deal. They give you 30 days to try for $29. So take it for a spin. You should definitely have a lead provider because that's what your competition is using, and it makes your prospecting and lead generation a lot more efficient.
Yes.
Because they will flag real estate homes, they will flag do not call registry, they will very often give you cell numbers, emails. It's not going to be perfect, but it's a good place to start.
Okay.
So that'd be my suggestion. RedX is also good. I like RedX. We have a deal with RedX too. We have a free trial. If you need it, just email us, let me know. We'll hook you up. But my recommendation, I would probably go start with espresso.
Yeah, I'll try espresso with the offer, of course, just to see how it goes.
Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. It's a good platform.
What did you say the code was?
Borino.
Oh, just Borino.
Just Borino. Yeah. There's like a enter code. You put Borino there and you get $29.
Okay. All right. I'll do that.
Cool.
Appreciate that.
No worries. We're here to hook you up. I want to make sure you succeed at this. That's my job. Yeah. Your most challenging part now will be to build enough momentum while studying, while doing all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Now, the way you can do this, the easiest way I know of, is you plan your days be very deliberate about planning.
Mm-hmm.
You combine your school planning, your personal life, health, and your real estate business. And be very disciplined and very detailed. And you as an engineer, that probably won't be too much of a problem. Be very, very detailed about your planning. What's going to happen when specifically. So you don't sit there just kind of improvising.
Yeah.
That can feel very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay. So be specific. Now I'm going to study. Now I'm going to role play, practice. Now I'm going to prospect. Now I'm going to follow up, and to be specific. What am I going to do? If I'm going to lead generate, who am I going to contact? How am I going to contact them? What times? All of that.
Okay.
And then follow on the plan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That will help you stay disciplined and organized. And that's essential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Time well spent.
Huh?
Time well spent. Was this good?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Do you have another minute just for one last question?
Please, absolutely.
Okay. So do you recommend like calling people that like just, expired, or should you start with the back ones, like some people that expired 3 months ago?
Do both.
Do both.
Do absolutely do both. My suggestion would be, big chunk of my business came from brand new expired listings. Some are ready right away. Some are like, dude, we're interviewing agents. We're ready to put it back on the market. We picked the wrong agent. Never called us, never heard from him. He was an idiot.
Oh,
Some will say, no, we're not going to sell. What they say and what they end up doing, two different things. I would still follow up with them. But I would also go back. Like if your MLS and or your data provider like Espresso can get you 2-year-old expired, do those as well. Because what I discovered was many of those people who wanted to sell in the past, who had some kind of plans in the past, came back on the market later. So I would start a conversation with them. Hey, did you guys want to, oh, Tampa, very cool. And if you pick the area, whereabouts, good for you. And I would just nurture. And at some point they will say, yeah, not all, but some, let's talk. So it can be a good source of business, especially now when the market is so tight for good listings. Go back, go back. And if you have to, if you don't have their contact info, but Joe and Susan on Oak Street were trying to sell 2 years ago, knock on the door. Hey guys, I know your house is up for sale. Sorry, it didn't sell, but it was kind of a blessing in disguise because now you can get a lot more for your house. The prices have gone up. If the right buyer walks in, offers you a great price, would you consider it? Would you still be interested in moving sometime down the road? Just open a conversation, ask a few questions.
That's good.
Yeah. It works well. It works really well. And you'll be surprised at how big of a percentage will say, well, not right away, but keep in touch. Let us know. We may be ready in spring. Excellent.
Okay.
Follow up. Boom. Yeah.
That's good.
Or sometimes you will feel like they say in spring and you ask them, why not now? I have a couple of buyers working with right now. What if one of them falls in love with your house? Would you at least consider a good offer? Won't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, JJ, my man, keep me posted. Come do the path with me. It's a private coaching. We'll work together. I'll help you build all your systems, lead generation, follow-up, time management, communication, all of that. I'll send you a link on it. Check it out. It's a good program.
Sure. I'll do that.
Okay? Stop
All
it.
right.
Keep me posted. Go out there, get some business. All right?
All right. Stay safe.
Good talking with you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.